Hi, welcome back. I am making a resin lizard. I got the mold from Amazon, and this guy is a cutie. I am using Nic Pro 1-to-1 epoxy resin, and it requires a mix time of approximately 4 minutes. So as I mix, I wanted to talk to you about resin safety, because this is the part people skip, and it's the part that actually matters most. Resin is not paint, it's a chemical reaction. When you mix resin and hardener together, you're creating heat and off-gassing, and that means you need to treat it with some respect. Not fear, but respect. First thing, ventilation. You need fresh air moving through your space. That doesn't mean a candle and a cracked window. Open a window, run a fan, or better yet, work near an open garage door or outside if you can. I mix in a space with cross airflow, and I never work in a closed room. Second, skin protection. Resin can cause skin sensitivities over time, even if it doesn't bother you the first few times you touch it. Gloves are non-negotiable for me. Nitrile, not latex. And if you get resin on your skin, don't just wipe it off. Use rubbing alcohol first, then wash with soap and water. Third, your eyes. Splashes happen, especially when you're stirring or pouring into a mold like this one. Safety glasses aren't glamorous, but neither is a trip to urgent care. Fourth, protect your workspace. Resin doesn't come off most surfaces once it's cured. I always work on a cover table. Silicone mats, a plastic sheet, wax paper, something disposable or wipeable. Trust me, you do not want to find out the hard way that resin is forever. Fifth, and this one surprises people, respect the cure time and the fumes even after you walk away. Resin keeps off-gassing while it cures, not just while you're mixing it. So keep that ventilation going and keep pets and kids away from your curing pieces until they are fully set. And one more thing, read the safety data sheet for whatever resin brand you're using. Every formula is a little different, and the manufacturer knows their product better than any tutorial does, mine included. None of this is meant to scare you off of resin. I love this medium. I just want you making these little guys safely so you can keep making them for a long time. Now, once I get my resin mixed, I make sure the sides of my cup have been scraped, the bottom. I am just making sure that this resin is crystal clear and not cloudy. Cloudy means it needs a little more mixing time. Okay, now for the fun part. I am using these Nic Pro powders, and they are Chameleon powders, meaning they have a color shift to them. I am not pouring them into resin cups. I'm not mixing them into resin. I'm going to brush them into the mold. I love this technique. I've used it on several different projects, but it can look a little grungy if you leave excess powder in the mold. So I am going to tap it out a little bit. Be careful right now. I'm going to do the eyes first, and I'm using this kind of gold brown color shift color. And I'm taking it's a round paintbrush, and I am just going inside of the mold where the eyeballs are and painting it in. Now for the body, I'm going to use a couple different shades of blue and green, and I am loving these colors. You just open them right out from the jars that they're in, and they are so pretty. Okay. So while I am brushing these powders into my resin mold, similar to painting, into a mold. There are a few tips that I think we should talk about. Tip 1, a little goes further than you think. Mica is concentrated. Start with less than you feel is right, brush it in, and see how it looks before you add more. You can always add more. You really can't take it back out unless you turn it upside down and tip it, and then you've wasted your powder. Tip 2, use a soft, dry brush, not your finger. A small detail brush lets you get mica into the tiny crevices of the mold, like the scales or around the toes, without flooding the whole thing. To cover a large area, I am using this round paintbrush. Tip 3, work in one direction. If you brush back and forth randomly, the mica can clump or streak. I like to brush in the same direction as the resin will flow so it moves with the pour instead of fighting it. If you do back and forth, up and down, that is okay. It will be a little more grungy effect, which is actually really cool and not too bad to try. So tip number 4, tap out the excess. Once you've brushed the mica in, give the mold a gentle tap upside down over a paper towel. That extra powder that's just sitting loose can cause cloudiness once the resin goes in, and it can just cause little clumpy areas of grunginess that are just slightly wonderful, depending on the project that you want to use. Tip number 5, mica is your color, not your fix. If your resin is already looking a little off, bubbly or uneven, mica won't hide that. Get your base right, and then the mica will be the finishing touch. Now with this mold, any bubbles that are in my resin, they will go to the top, which will be the underside of the lizard, which I'm fine with because it's going to be, you won't be able to see it. Now, once I'm done painting, we're going to slowly pour the resin into the mold. I poured it into the largest area first, and then when it got towards the top, I started filling in the smaller little detail areas like the tail and his cute little feet. And I also make sure that I am getting the resin into the neck and no air bubbles get caught in there. It is important in this step to make sure you are working slow. Make sure you're filling each area specifically and gently. You don't want to just flood all this in and overfill and make a giant mess on your table. This leftover resin that I have in my cup, I have some mold set off to the side, and I will be using it for my other little cute little lizards and frogs and turtles. I make a little collection of little fun stuff so I can use it in future projects. Okay, I let it sit 24 hours. It is cured, and now it's time to demold this. It could be a little complicated. At first I thought it was going to be super easy to demold, but then as I looked at it, it's really grippy towards where the legs are and the head. The tail pops out real good. So I did stretch it out a little bit to pull it over the head. No big deal. Just pull away from the edges of the resin and just gently work it out. And there we go. Easy peasy. This guy is so adorable. He's clear, but look at the outer. You can see the color shift. You don't see any of the bubbles underneath it. And he is just so adorable. I can't wait to make more of these, more different colors, color schemes, so he can have some friends to hang out with. Now, for the feet, the resin did overfill a little bit, but at this stage, only 24 hours, I just wiped it off and it came off easily. So, thank you for creating this project with me. Let me know in the comments what questions you have, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.